Hello everyone. Welcome back to Podcast with Neeraj. I'm your host, Neeraj. Today's episode is for every student who has ever been afraid to speak English. A few years ago, I used to stay quiet in class. Even when I knew the answer, I was afraid of making mistakes. I worried that everyone would laugh at my pronunciation. One afternoon, after class, my English teacher stopped me and asked, "Why don't you participate?" I smiled nervously and replied, "I'm afraid my English isn't good enough." She looked at me and said something I'll never forget. Confidence comes before fluency. Those 5 words completely changed my life. Today, I'm honored to welcome the teacher who inspired me to believe in myself. Please welcome Mrs. Emily Watson from Canada.
Thank you, Neeraj. When I first met you, I noticed that you understood almost everything in class, but you rarely spoke. Many students think they need perfect grammar before speaking. That's one of the biggest mistakes language learners make. A classroom isn't a place to prove you're perfect. It's a place to practice. Whenever my students make mistakes, I don't criticize them. Instead, I encourage them. Every sentence they attempt builds confidence. Every conversation teaches something new. Learning English is like learning to ride a bicycle. You may fall at first, but every attempt makes you stronger. The students who improve the fastest are usually the ones who aren't afraid of making mistakes.
I completely agree, Mrs. Watson. After following your advice, I started speaking English every single day. At first, my sentences were short. Sometimes I forgot words. Sometimes I pronounced them incorrectly. But instead of giving up, I kept practicing. Gradually, speaking English became easier. Today, I'd like to share 5 useful classroom expressions. May I ask a question? Could you explain that again? I didn't understand. Can you help me? Thank you for your guidance. These simple expressions make conversations more natural and polite. Don't wait until you're fluent. Start speaking today. Fluency comes through practice, not perfection.
That's wonderful advice, Neeraj. I'd also like to remind every student that reading is just as important as speaking. Read books, read newspapers, read short stories. Whenever you discover a new word, don't just memorize it. Use it in a sentence. Language becomes powerful when it's used in real conversations. I also recommend keeping a small notebook. Write 5 new English words every day, then create simple sentences using those words. Within a few months, your vocabulary will improve naturally. Remember, consistency always beats intensity. 10 minutes of daily practice is better than studying for 5 hours only once a week. Small habits create big results.
That's an amazing tip. I still keep a notebook with new English words. Whenever I learn a useful phrase, I write it down and practice saying it aloud. Another habit that helped me was listening carefully. Good speakers are also good listeners. When you listen to native speakers, you naturally improve your pronunciation, vocabulary, and sentence structure. Don't compare yourself with someone who's been learning English for years. Compare yourself with who you were yesterday. Every new conversation is progress. Every mistake is a lesson. Every day is another opportunity to improve. Keep believing in yourself, because confidence opens doors that fear keeps closed.
Before we finish today's episode, I'd like to leave everyone with one final message. Success doesn't belong to the smartest student. It belongs to the student who never stops learning. Don't let fear control your future. Speak, read, listen, practice, repeat. Your English doesn't need to be perfect to create opportunities. One conversation can change your confidence. One teacher can change your mindset. One decision to keep learning can change your entire life. Neeraj, thank you for inviting me. And thank you to everyone watching Podcast with Neeraj. I hope today's conversation encourages you to speak English with confidence, kindness, and curiosity. Keep learning, keep growing, and I'll see you in another inspiring conversation very soon.